Hey guys, it's me Dave. It's 4/26/2021, so it's Monday night. Feeling kind of under the weather, like I'm getting a cold or something. My throat is all raspy and stuff. I hope I'm not getting sick. I hope not. And and stuff. So I'm kind of feeling under the weather. And these guys don't care. They'll hit you. You know, I got hit a little bit ago. It feels like I'm still kind of getting hit with my ribs to the head a little bit, and they do it enough to notice, so you can notice it and stuff, and so they just, they don't let up. I was thinking about these guys. They're I don't know if you've had any of you guys had V2K in the past, but they accuse you of doing things. Everything they're accusing you of, they're doing. They're doing. These guys are very bad people that are into drugs and alcohol and worse things. I'm sure I'm not going to mention, but they're into worse things. I've seen these guys. I've seen some of them. I really have. Out in the neighborhood and all this stuff. They're in some bad stuff. These guys. They look like they're all on drugs and stuff. What is their job? I don't know what their job is. I'm not saying they're doing the weapons. But maybe they use some of these bad people to heterodyne, hook their brainwaves up to your brainwaves. I think maybe they do things like that, put their feelings into you and stuff like that. I'm only guessing. They can kind of, what can't they do? I guess. But they use all kinds of people, in our programs, and they. Use very bad people. Who's actually doing the weapons? I don't know. I don't know who's actually doing them. When I was in the fake psych ward, I swear to God, I seen the remote. I seen a remote. The fake nurse had a remote. It was like a wedge-shaped remote, maybe about 2 inches thick. And she'd press a button, and every time she'd press a button, things would change. It was unreal. It wasn't a psyop. I mean, that was really her using the remote to do something. She was changing something. I don't know if it was. I was getting chemicals in the hospital. Maybe it was to change different chemicals to go into the room or whatever, and it's not magic, you guys. All they did was feed a plastic tube from one room to another and do chemicals in my room. It's not magic. It's not. They want you to think all this stuff is magic. When I was getting hit super hard, back, they had this thing they would tap on the window with. I thought somebody was out there tapping on the window. You know what I found was it was a wire. It was a hard wire hooked up to the branch, and somehow they were doing it remotely or something, and they were tapping the window with that. When I noticed that, they had it taken down. They removed it because they want you to think all this is magic, and it's gaslighting, and they want to make you think you're going crazy, and these people have superpowers, all this stuff. It's not that at all. It's smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors, that's what it is. It's, some people don't believe I've gotten chemicals in the hospital. I have. They put me in a fake psych ward. They all they did was they took over an empty floor of the hospital, that's it, and filled it with perps. And when they were doing chemicals, they went from one room, and they took a plastic hose to the vent, and so I was getting chemicals in my room. That's all they did. It's not magic. It's simple. It's simple. But they want you to think it's magic, and they have all these powers, and they're magical powers, and all this stuff. It's really not. It's simple. It's simple as that, But it's smoke and mirrors. A lot of smoke and mirrors in our programs. They use lots of tricks on us, psychological tricks on us, make we think we're going crazy. How can they do this and all this stuff? It's not magic. It's once you see that it's not magic and all that stuff, But in the beginning, you don't know. You're thinking, how can they do this? Someone's standing out in my backyard and pounding on the window and all this stuff, and they want you to think all kinds of things, and they can make you paranoid with these weapons. They can make you paranoid with these weapons. They can make you really paranoid with these weapons. They can make you think people are poisoning your food when they're not. They can think people are stealing things when they're not. They can put those feelings into you, and they can make you paranoid. And they do that, especially in the beginning of your program when you don't know what's going on. They do all kinds of tricks, when you get V2K, they can do it, make it sound like it's coming from all areas of the house and all this stuff. I was downstairs in the basement cutting wires and all this stuff because I thought they were doing things with the wiring and all this stuff, and I didn't know what was going on, and they're probably sitting there laughing at me because I was doing all this stuff, and it didn't do any good because they can make you think certain things with these weapons. They can make you paranoid. They really can, and stuff. So smoke and mirrors, a lot of smoke and mirrors in this program, you guys. Especially V2K. Don't believe anything they say on V2K. Don't believe anything they say. It's all BS. They said they were going to fry my brain. I was going to go to an institution in California, and then I was going to go to an institution in Wisconsin, and all over the place. They tell lies. I was going to go into a group home, and they would actually have group home people. They were probably fake group home people. They would have a perp pretend she's a worker, and then they would have a client pretend they were a group home person, but in reality it was just a a couple gang stalkers playing a scene out. Like, oh, look, you're gonna go into a group home. We have a group home worker right here. They'll do all kinds of stuff. A lot of acting involved. Some of these people have taken acting lessons to learn how to act, and they teach them a certain way how to talk. With a certain tone of their voice and all this stuff. They teach them all kinds of things. If you're coming in, you're interacting with a gang stalker one-on-one, and someone who's talking to you. They tell them what to say. V2K in my program, they get V2K, tell them what to say, and all this stuff. And they talk a certain tone. They teach them all kinds of stuff, hand signals, scratching the nose, ears, coughing. They teach them all kinds of things, and they're getting paid for it, get paid a few bucks. And they do it, they don't care, they just don't care. So anyway, I'm just kind of rambling about the program. Not much going on. I got hit just a little bit ago and stuff. We 3 of the dogs got a bath today, and one of the dogs got loose when we were getting out of the car, and she didn't run away, thank God. She kind of stood there and waited for me to come pick her up and stuff. But so that was good. We didn't lose a dog and stuff, but. Other than that, not much going on. The weather is so crappy up here. We're just laying around, taking naps. I mean, you can't do anything in this weather. I took Tanner out, and he was so scared. He was scared to death to just go over to the park. He was scared to death. So I gave him those those motion sickness pills. And they didn't seem to do anything. I think he's just scared to ride in the vehicle, riding that little truck especially. He's scared. He rides in my relative's car better, but he's afraid. He's afraid to ride in that little truck. It was just too much for him. I had to bring him straight home from the park, and we had to go home. So that's all what's going on with me. I just thought I'd do a little video. I hope you guys do well, and I guess I'll cut this off. And it's a Monday night, and not much going on, so I'll talk to you guys later.